a programming environment that is meant for students. We teach the first introductory course of object-oriented programming in Argentina. So we have lots of problems with, a few years ago we had lots of problems teaching this. So we have been building a tool in order to facilitate the introduction. So what is our context over there? It's the first object-oriented course, and we have students which have previous experience with what we call structured programming. I think some people may call it imperative or procedural. There are different ways of calling it. What they do is they program in Pascal. So they have experience with pointers and data structures and linked lists and all that stuff and explicit memory management. So then we want to teach them Smalltalk. And it's not that easy because they come with lots of bad habits they have learned in the previous course. And also we have another problem, that is we have a very tight schedule, so we have to be fast. So the problem, we split the problem in two parts. One of them, we have to make a paradigm shift. We have to change the way they think about programming. They have been taught that there is only one way of programming, so we have to change their minds. We have to open their minds. And also, we have to teach them a whole new language. And there's a lot of new stuff they have to learn in order to get a real program to work. So what we want to do is to reduce the second problem so we can focus on the first one. Well, some people wanted us to teach Java, because Java is so popular in Argentina and all that stuff. And well, you know, if you want to get a program working in Java, you have to know lots of stuff that are not really nothing to do with object orientation. You have to teach about implementing things and what is this path study board make? You don't want to teach this to a student that is making his first steps in object-oriented programming. So our first idea was to use Smalltalk. We started using Dolphin. Now we're working more on Faro. But also, we think that even in Smalltalk, you have to learn some things to get the program working. There are some things that are not quite simple to a beginning student. So we think we can make it more simpler for them. We want to focus in really few concepts. Our most important concepts are messages and objects, and we really want to emphasize these three concepts also. That means we want to have rich interaction between objects. We don't like programs that a student, a common first example is to make Fibonacci or something like that. They already know how to do Fibonacci. They can do it in Pascal. It's not that different in Smalltalk. And I think they do not get the real experience of object-oriented programming by doing that, because they are used to have strings or numbers that are primitive in Pascal. So when they see numbers in Smalltalk, they see them as primitives too. And that is not what they want. They don't realize that when you pass an integer as a parameter, they don't see that they are passing an object. They think that it's the same that they were doing in Pascal. So we have to make them have object that references other objects, all objects programmed by them, not only strings or integers. And we have to get them to make rich objects interaction between them. And also we want to use polymorphism as fast as we can in the course, because we think it's a very important concept. Okay, so we think we can do our own programming environment in order to simplify all those things, and what the most important thing what we do is we delay the introduction of classes and inheritance until very late in the course, until the second half of the course. Well, they will show you the environment later, but that's the question probably when I say what about taking the classes away. Most people will ask, what about self? Why not use self? Well, there are two important answers to that question. The first one is that self has a very simple model, but I like self very much. I already use myself in later courses to teach more complicated things, but I don't think that self is a good tool for introductory course, because despite the simple model of only having objects and messages and slots, in order to get the self program working and in order to organize your program, you have to use more abstract concepts like threads and prototypes, and you have many kinds of slots. You have parent slots, you have data slots, and so on. So we don't know, we don't want to have those complicated concepts in an introductory course. We want a more simple model. You know, if you want to make a real program, probably self will be better than our model. Our environment is not a real programming environment. It's not for real programming. It's just for learning. So it's very simple. And the other objective we had is that our graphic user interface is very familiar for the students. So it is simpler for them. And then we, after the first half of the course, with programming far in the last part. So the transition is simpler because our interface is very similar to those that